Baseball truth, you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free, both mentally and physically. This week's episode is sponsored by Baseballism. Check out that sweatshirt. Go to baseballism.com. Get the 2 sweatshirts maybe, or a t-shirt. They have great gear. Check it out. The topic for this video is the word routine, specifically on the hitting side of things. When your routine becomes routine, you have to mix it up. When your routine isn't allowing you to continue to improve, isn't allowing you to get challenged and continue to work hard, you have to mix it up. So specifically on the hitting side of things, you have to have routines. You have an on-deck routine, you have pre-game BP routine, you have daily BP practice routines as far as the hitting is concerned. You look at an on-deck routine, I think it's mandatory that every elite hitter has a consistent on-deck routine with what they're trying to do. Time it up, work on approach, swing the bat, get loose, whatever it is. You look at some big leaguers on-deck routines and you're like, what the heck are you doing? But it works. So it's important to have a routine and stick with it. The specific pre-game batting practice routine is something that I think needs to be mixed up a little bit. I think a lot of times what we do for pre-game is, hey, do the typical move them over, drag bunt, get them in, sacrifice bunt, whatever, and there's no freedom to kind of work on things that you need to work on. So when you're doing your pre-game routine, yes, have a routine, but actually do things that you need to work on and improve on. If you're struggling with that kind of low and away pitch, make sure you work on it pre-game. If you can't get the barrel head out in front, you can't pull balls, everything's late and getting jammed, guess what? Do your pre-game routine where you're actually working on that, where you can pull a ball. The other thing that happens is your typical daily BP routine, where I think this is the biggest problem. I think it's our fault as coaches, where we set up stations and drills and do things that's, not necessarily wrong, but it's boring. And we do the same thing over and over and over and over. And we need to do stuff that's exciting to make it fun for hitters. We need to do stuff that allows the hitter some freedom to be themselves and not be so mechanical and so robotic, and allow them to try to hit the ball far sometimes, and allow them to learn how to hit the ball oppo, and allow them to learn how to drag bunt and do everything. I think the routine in our weekly, daily BP, if you want to call it, becomes monotonous and boring. So I think the main focus on this video with your hitting routines is find a routine, find an approach that works for you, find an on-deck routine that works, have a pre-game BP approach that works, but don't be routine with it. Get excited about it. Don't be bored with it. Don't get monotonous. Don't allow it to allow your brain to go through the motions. Hitting is something that needs to be exciting. Hitting is something that you gotta wanna do all the time if you wanna be successful at it. So when your routine becomes routine, you gotta mix it up. Coaches, this is our job too as well. We gotta allow the hitter some freedom. We gotta allow the hitter to have some fun sometimes when they hit. You can't allow the routine of your daily work or your daily hitting stuff that you do to get boring. We have to make sure it's fun. So if your routine becomes boring, mix it up. So when you're doing your drills during the week, when you're doing your team practices or whatever it is you're doing, don't do the same drills all the time. Do different things. One of the things that I like to do is every day we have something new that we're working on. Today we're hitting a left-handed curveball. Today we're seeing the ball differently. Today we're working on approach. Today we're working on bat speed. Today we're working on a faster pitch. Do stuff that mixes it up. Do stuff that makes it fun. Do stuff that's challenging. And don't allow the routine to become routine. God bless.